Today on ONEWS, we'll be talking about climate change and what you can do to fight global warming.
Speaking of change, what is a penny worth to you? Soon, it may be worth nothing at all. More on that later.
And weather anchor Roberta Gonzalez will join us for a behind the scenes look at the KPIX Mobile Weather Lab.
Don't turn away. Don't even avert your gaze. Stay tuned for these stories and more on ONEWS.
Welcome to the first edition of ONEWS. I'm Helen Ghebreyesus.
And I'm Malachi Seegers. Oakland Mayor Jean Quan has released a new budget plan that proposes to add 48 new police officers, but at the cost of other jobs and programs. Quan's plan would bring the number of police to nearly 700 over the course of 2 years. The city's subsidies to places such as the Oakland Zoo and the Chabot Space and Science Center would be cut by 10%. Oakland City Council has final say over the plan and will pass a final budget by the end of June.
The 11-year-old boy from the Bay Area who was hurt in the Boston Marathon bombings took a quote, "a huge step forward." That's the message from his mother. Aaron Hearn, a 6th grader from Martinez Junior High School, remains in the hospital. He was at the finish line waiting for his mother to complete the race. In Oakland, people will be honoring Aaron and others affected by the explosion with a run and a candlelight vigil.
With the country's debt problems getting worse, there's talk from President Obama about getting rid of your favorite low-value currency, the penny. Get this, the penny costs more to make than it's actually worth. So they're talking about following Canada's example and scrapping it altogether.
But what will we do with our pennies?
Really, Brock?
Give me money. Really, bro?
That reminds me of the time I paid for a MacBook with all pennies. That was a long day.
And now we turn to our special report this week on the subject of climate change. It's something that affects us all, but that we don't always think about.
One group of Met West high school interns here at KDOL decided to tackle that problem in the form of an animated video.
Let's check it out.
Scientists were unanimous, the evidence unequivocal.
Global warming is real.
Alarm bells are ringing, said one scientist today. The world must wake up and listen. The world must wake up and listen. The world must wake up and listen.
Sometimes, waking up can be the hardest thing to do. It's just so easy to hit the snooze button and just keep sleeping. And that's exactly what a lot of us are doing when it comes to the issue of climate change. We're living in a time when record-high temperatures are causing droughts, floods, and famine, when massive storms destroy entire towns and cities, when whole species are going extinct. The news keeps getting worse, and we keep sleeping. But eventually, we're going to have to wake up. And when we do, we might not like the world we see outside. Instead of fresh air and water, we're surrounding ourselves with pollution and waste. We burn through millions of barrels of fossil fuels every day to support our lifestyle, and we emit tons of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. In outer space, the sun produces radioactive rays and sends them into Earth's atmosphere. Some of those rays get absorbed into the Earth's surface, causing the whole world to heat up. Some of the rays get reflected back into space. But the more CO2 builds up in the atmosphere, the more radiation that's trapped inside. This is called the greenhouse effect. Throughout history, Earth's temperatures have risen and fallen, but the greenhouse effect keeps temperatures relatively even. That is until the Industrial Revolution, when we've started to pump more and more CO2 in the atmosphere. Now temperatures are going out of control, causing the whole climate to go haywire. That causes droughts to get worse in Africa, floods and tsunamis to get worse in India, and melting ice caps causing sea levels across the entire world to rise. You'd think with such a pressing problem, our world leaders would be able to do something about this. But they're too busy blaming each other and fighting about it to get anything done. That's why it's up to us to do something about this issue. Here are 3 things you can do right now to help solve this problem and reduce your carbon footprint. That's how much energy you use every day. Number 1, reduce your energy use. Turn off all your appliances and lights when they're not being used and try to cut down on all of your electricity. Number 2, don't drive if you don't have to. If you're just going around a corner, use public transit, walk, or bike instead. Number 3, eat local. Mega stores like Walmart ship in their food from all over the world, emitting tons of greenhouse gases in the process. Go to your local farmer's market to purchase food that's grown locally and sustainably. Climate change is a huge problem, and it's going to take all of us working together to find a solution. By doing these 3 little things, you can be a part of that solution. Go to our website at musevideo.net to find out more ways that you can get involved and do your part to save the planet.
Wow. Looks like I won't be keeping my car running all night anymore.
It really highlights the problem we're facing all around the world.
But it's a problem for us here in the Bay Area as well. For more, let's go outside to our reporter Kayla Blake, who has a special guest from KPIX.
Thanks, Malachi. I'm here with KPIX weather anchor Roberta Gonzalez, who's going to talk to us about climate change. How are you today, Roberta?
I'm great. Thank you so much for inviting me here. You're talking about climate change today?
Yes.
Okay, and how it's going to be affecting our Bay Area, perhaps. You know, it's a really big question, and there's so many people who have so many different opinions about it. But personally, I like to put it into perspective as there are more people that live here in the Bay Area than ever before, right? So when you have that many people, you have that many more people driving, putting emissions into the atmosphere, and you have more pollution as a result.
And what can young people do to help with climate change?
That's where it all begins. It begins with younger people. Me including, okay? It begins with younger people, and I really want to say we have to start thinking about our future, and we have to start thinking about solutions. And as long as we're all thinking together, then we'll come up with some novel ideas and perhaps those valuable solutions, such as think about mass transit. We're not really big on BART here or Muni. Sure, we take advantage of that situation because it is available to us, but we should be commuting a lot more than what we should be. And also just downright litter, things like that, that really does affect our environment.
I agree. And I see you brought the mobile weather lab with you today.
Yes, you're going to see this is what I like to call lightning on wheels.
Will you please explain to us what the mobile weather lab is and what it does?
Well, there's only about 3 in the country, and this basically is an automobile that can go anywhere at any time and report live information, live on television. So for example, when you see this up here, that big thing, that's measuring wind speed as well as precipitation, how much rain is falling. So like if it was raining here right now, it would be able to tell us how much rain is falling. But look inside this. This is what kind of I like to say is the guts of mobile weather. And you can see we have DeGero. DeGero gets us on TV live. But we have a bunch of equipment in there that is the highest technology available. And so as long as all this is running properly, we can report temperature, wind speed, dew point. And what's really great when you talk about climate change, this automobile doesn't run just on petrol. It runs on electricity as well.
Thank you for everything, Roberta. It's all been very exciting and helpful.
Well, I thank you so much for inviting me here to Oakland.
And now back to my favorite anchors, Malachi and Helen.
Thanks, Kayla. For more information about this story and what you can do to help fight climate change, visit our website at onews.me.
Now, we're almost out of time, but for the lighter side of news before we go, let's turn to Victor Long and his inaugural Awesome Awards of the Week.
Hi, my name is Victor Long, and today we're gonna have 2 awards from me, and only me. I'm serious, only me. The first award goes to Georgie Reedman. She's been living every teenager dream for the past 13 years. She didn't eat nothing but ramen, not even fruits or vegetables. Her favorite kind of ramen is chicken flavored, and I love chicken. If I were to ever meet her one day, she'd be my soulmate forever. And for your award, Georgie, you'd be my cell phone. Second award goes to belt buckles. There was a small shooting outside a grocery store in Philadelphia. A stray bullet hit the owner. The owner never felt the bullet. But when someone told him that there was a hole in his shirt, he saw that the belt buckle was holding that bullet. I salute you, belt buckle, and I hope many other belt buckles follow you. For your award, belt buckle, you get this pencil. It broke, but it's like you. It's still usable, and it survived.
Geez, 13 years of ramen? That's more ramen than I've seen since my friend's noodle-themed baby shower.
Well, that's all for this week, and thanks for watching. Well, see you next time and online at ONEWS.me.
Jeez, that sure was a lot of ramen, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wish we could get an award for being the best anchor.